I'll get better. Just as a person.
I wish you would.
I will improve.
I really wish you would. All right. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I have something to start with if you don't.
What's up?
What's up with you?
What's poppin'?
Just my skills.
Just your skills?
Are
they very
set
particular?
Of skills. Yeah. A little movie news to get out of the way. Are you excited about the return of Robert Downey Jr. to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Man, you know what? I have lots to say about that, and we don't have to get into it.
More importantly, are you excited that he's directed by two of our favorite directors, the Russo brothers?
Yeah. Yeah, often. Yeah.
Doesn't
Robert Downey
seem
Jr.
a little desperate to you?
They've locked him down until he's 97, probably. He's just gonna keep staying in the universe. It is such a cameo grab that they're just like, instead of getting someone else, we'll just resurrect the most famous Marvel character.
Even I was a little like, it just seems sad.
Why?
So I have to contribute this to, unfortunately, to a Reddit comment that I thought was really funny. Was like, I saw a headline about it where they were like, Robert Downey Jr. was reticent about returning to the MCU, but they found a story that was like that was something they all three wanted to work on together. And a Reddit commenter was like, conveniently that story was on top of a huge pile of money. And I was like, yeah, that's probably, I mean, I couldn't, I can't blame the guy. I mean, I cannot blame him. It's just the idea of Disney being like, let's just run it back after 7 years of not is a little bit it smells of desperation a little bit. It reeks of desperation.
It's not great. It's definitely a bonus for the company, because they're like, we got an Academy Award winning guy to play Doom.
Oh yeah. Like he wasn't famous before. Because it's a really good thing Robert Downey Jr. won that Academy Award.
Nobody.
He would have been a nobody.
No one knew him, and then they were like, he did a little movie called Oppenheim Group.
Yeah,
and then
people were like,
Sunset.
Hey, he was in Metal Man. Do you remember? He was in that little film called Metal Man, and it's like, no, he was.
Now he's a real life metal man.
He's a real life metal man. But no, we're not doing anything to do with that. We're doing a classic film, but we're doing it obviously in celebration of the Paris 2024 Summer Olympic Games. Because this is,
hell yeah,
and I'll go over them later, one of the top Paris films
of 100%.
Made. Do you want me to name the other top Paris films?
Hit me.
Breathless.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. La Vie en Rose.
Okay, yeah. Peak, all French already.
Yeah, all French, all the time.
Not even an English title.
It's about a woman who drinks herself to death and sometimes sings.
Wait, spoilers.
Paris Je t'aime.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Emily in Paris.
The cinematic excellence. Yes.
Flubber.
Shut the fuck up.
The Wrestler. And Taken.
You're joking about The Wrestler, right?
No, it's set in Paris. I think lots of people famously think it's set in New Jersey, but it's
you rascal.
Set in Paris. Amelie doesn't count because it's not a real movie. No. That movie doesn't exist and no one's seen it.
That movie's just in our imagination.
Honorable mention to The Da Vinci Code, a film that spends 10 minutes in Paris and is still the best Paris film out there.
Hell yeah.
We're talking Taken.
We're
celebrating the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, which will be long over by the time this comes out. What do you think about the Olympic Games?
I've only seen one clip, and it is already my fucking favorite thing I've ever seen. And
it
was the Gojira, the band opening for.
Oh yeah, right.
With heading of Marie Antoinette.
I was thinking about the sports.
You know me to be a prime athlete, but I'm also a woman of culture and arts.
That's true. Yes.
That was scintillating.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, it was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, yeah, all right, sports.
The Olympic Games to me are kind of like the Oscars, where I'm just kind of like, I will follow them, but I kind of am like, well, if they didn't happen, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But my favorite pastime during the Olympics is like, so we hear a lot of things from the American perspective because like Canada, we win like 4 medals and we're just like, that's the record number of medals for our country yet again. And it's like, we've won 4 every year. Like,
that's right.
But with Americans, it's really funny because when you hear them, anytime someone wins a gold medal, even if it's doing like fucking diving or whatever, they're like, I'm pretty sure that he is the best athlete of his entire generation ever. And it's like, really? Is that why you've only paid attention to him once for the last 4 years?
One time now?
And like, it's very funny because like, I mean, like LeBron James is at the Olympics, you know, and
I mean, Snoop Dogg's at the Olympics. What's up?
Yes. Almost murderer Snoop Dogg, Olympic gold medal for smoking weed.
Murdering that beat.
I mean, he's murdered that beat. He hasn't murdered a beat for a couple of years, but that's what I love about the Olympics is hearing people all of a sudden get like really into these obscure sports, which is, fair enough. That's kind of the point.
I love that fencing made a comeback because Canada won.
It's funny to hear them overstate that person's effect on sport when it's lots of athletes play like 100 games a year.
Totally.
Yeah. Anyway.
But my favorite part is as I lay on the couch, like housing a bag of chips.
That's soon going to be a part of the Olympics too,
watching this like prime athlete bungle like a turn in the pool or whatever and be like, trash, swim better.
She's got to go back and work on her footwork. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've seen clips of like, I've seen some good clips. It's always, I would never really watch the Olympics. Even like sports I like basketball, it's always so, actually, let's use a better example. This is a controversial Canadian take of mine. I think hockey at the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics, is a complete waste of, it's such a waste of space because it's interesting. Now I'm going to get into my sports soapbox. Every time, like Canada, we produce like some of the best hockey players in the world, though I don't think we'll win gold in the next one. We win and everyone's just like, oh, Canada, the best. There's a fucking, oh my God. And it's like, well, we're the best at the sport. Like we're some of the teams,
our whole thing is ice.
Some of the teams we play against are like playing against children.
Come on.
Come on. I was thinking about it because I was like, some of the teams, they could take all of the players who didn't make Team Canada and make a fully better team with those players
any other country?
Than team members from like Germany or something.
Right.
No offense to all our German listeners, but that's the truth of the matter. But don't worry, I don't really care about the Olympics at all. Anyway, to celebrate this sporting event that we don't care about, we're talking about the film Taken, a movie that is famous for one scene and it spawned an entire genre.
It spawned a brand new set of like voice messages that everyone just left for their friends forever.
I read an interesting review about this, and this is something I thought about when we rewatched this film together. I was like, how many other people know what happens in the rest of Taken? Not that it's surprising.
No, of course.
It's just that the movie is so famous for one thing.
And that one scene is pivotal because it carries the rest of the film.
Yeah.
It's not a monologue to be taken lightly, right? There are 2 times when it's incredibly powerful. One, when he delivers that famous monologue about having a particular set of skills, and then being like, I will find you and I will kill you. Much later in the film, he does find the guy sitting at a table and he says, do you remember me?
You don't remember me, do you?
We spoke 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I have found you.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
Chills.
It's a good scene. And frankly, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's another one in our series of films that have vaguely insulted a random Eastern European country.
Oh, dude.
Because did you read about the Albanian tourism thing?
No, tell me.
Oh, it's great. In Taken, the baddies are a bunch of faceless Albanian woman traffickers, human traffickers, essentially. Yeah. And Albania, for some reason, for years, they were just kind of like, oh, fucking Liam Neeson, you fucking ruined Albania, fuck. And then they there's a website, it's called Be Taken by Albania, and it's a tourism promotion website. And
it's the perfect cover.
It's literally like,
it's so smart.
It's a great website. It starts off and it's like, hey, Albania in the media, they say, has been portrayed as kind of this like broken, failed state, lots of crime, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honorable mention to the film War Dogs, where they basically are like, Albania doesn't have laws. That's why we go there. But you go from that, they're like, Albania is actually great. It has lots to offer. And then you scroll down, picture of Liam Neeson being like, in the film Taken, Liam Neeson mercilessly kills a bunch of Albanians for the crimes they commit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's That's you know what, Albania, respect. That is legitimate.
That is awesome. What a comeback.
I will say though, something that I think is very ironically funny about this movie, not about Albania, is the fact that, now we talked about this. Liam Neeson is like, my daughter can't go to Paris. She'll get taken. And then the mom's like, oh, just let her go. Famke Janssen is like, just let her go, Liam. Oh my God. Like, don't be such a control freak. And he's like, but people all over the world are evil and bad, especially Europeans. They're dirty. They have different money. It's horrible.
Oh yeah, all of Europe. To Liam Neeson is just like bad land.
Yeah, and normally when the protagonist states something so extreme, that's like the journey they have to go on, is to kind of, she's like, Famke's like, oh my God, Liam, just let her like do her thing. And Liam's got to learn to let go of his daughter a little bit more. Finding Nemo is a good example. That's what Finding Nemo is about.
Yeah.
If you love something, let it go, right? Mm-hmm. That's what Taken should be about. But at the end of Taken, he's just like, no, I was correct.
I fucking told you so. It's so hard. And then he should have left his daughter to be the takening should have happened to her. Yeah. This whole movie, dude, it's like the peak movie for dads by dads.
Speaking of, like, it's also a movie that it's so weirdly safetyist, and it's so
yes.
strange. Remember we talked about that with The Strangers, right?
Yeah.
It was like this post 9/11 vibe of like, oh my God, if you leave the city,
yes,
you will be raped and killed.
100%.
But there's also this like weird, and it's as doubly ironic because this movie was written by Luc Besson and directed by Pierre Morel, two Frenchmen.
Oh.
But the movie is like basically like, yeah, if you let your hot daughter go to Western Europe, she will get kidnapped. And it's like, and I'm sure it just like affirmed the feelings of all of these Americans who were just like, Western Europe, it's a wasteland of crime. Paris is just the wasteland of horrible criminals. And it's
God.
And then to get this movie and to feel like it's just like, not only does he go to Paris and get revenge, he mows down all of these indiscriminate Eastern European men. Dude. And murders a sheik of a Middle Eastern country.
He's killed 100 people.
So American, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, conspiracy theory. Sorry, I know you're about to say something.
Yes.
Just a brief conspiracy theory. Do you think that Besson and Morel made this film to stop Americans from coming to Paris?
If anything, it would only like give more courage to all other, American men to travel down
to stop them from going to Paris and being like, Je t'aime, uno croissant per favore.
That's right.
Like, yeah,
maybe it's smart because then it's like, don't send your women, but send your men, and then they can impregnate our women.
Whoa, no, I think they don't want Americans to come to Paris anymore. I think that's what it was for.
Period. Maybe just not altogether.
Too bad.
Country? There is a country that was like, hey, come on down and also make babies with our women. Not really.
God, I don't know.
It'll come to me later. But it's a brand new piece of news where they're like, we're opening, like it's a type of a visa that you can get for mating.
A fucking visa.
Yeah, dude.
It's not like Japan or something, is it?
No, but it's definitely, I sound so ignorant. It's definitely somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That tracks.
I think we should start a really horrific rumor about it right now. Slovenia. I think it's Slovenia.
Oh my God, Slovenia?
Yeah.
Trying to get it?
All they'd have is that church on a lake and fucking. That's all they have.
That's it.
Yeah.
The two attractions.
That's the two things of Slovenia.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be Italy, but I might be wrong.
No, Italy was like,
small town Italy.
Like, please take a house in the middle of nowhere for money.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, please build these houses.
We'll sell it to you for a blueberry. Please take
Italy.
The goddamn house.
Italy has these things where it's like, if you bring us $100 in crisp hard American currency, we'll give you a house in Tuscany. The only problem is it's a piece of shit. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
You have to stay there for 10 years and start a business.
And some guy will come and go as he pleases. There's just always some guy, Ripley style, who just comes to your home like, oh, nice paper. Nice paper you got here, sir. That is my bed. Crisp.
Nice tree. You owe me 75% of its product. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I have a theory about Taken.
Really?
I have a theory that because, you remember how I was like, it's such a dad movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like that fucking unassuming middle-aged guy who just wants to have a calm life after he's been in the fucking CIA.
After his extrajudicial torture of military combatants. Yeah.
Yeah, he just wants quiet life because of all the personal tragedy that has fallen upon it.
Yeah, it's very like, it's like, listen, you could have been kind of a war criminal, but also you could settle down and have a
you
nice
could just
life.
be a guy.
Yeah.
Your name can just be Brian.
Yeah.
Brian Taken
And
Mills.
you can hang out with like a bunch of like cute middle-aged guys like John Hawkes and that guy from the White Lotus who are just like
adorable?
they just crush a couple beers and like
Cuties.
talk about their families.
That is your dream, though. You do want a gang of dads
I do. I'll forego the career of extrajudicial killings,
Sure.
but yeah. Liam Neeson is what's so good about him, we'll talk about him in a second. I know you have something to say.
Yeah.
He's just like so sad.
He's the saddest fucking
He's
dad.
too good at it
He's
in
the
this film.
sad / mad dad.
Oh yeah.
Evil dad.
Yeah, there's like bubbling under the surface. So what's your conspiracy theory then?
My thing is that because there's always these movies about just guys taking law into their own hands because of how their life has shaped out.
It's
like,
a great
for example,
genre. It's a great genre.
Right? Like there's the John Wicks. It's the gold standard for that kind of...
John Wick owes a lot to Taken.
To Taken, for sure. Like Taken precedes all of the following. Like I made a little list, like John Wick, of course, Bob Odenkirk's Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Same vibe, dad who's just, ready to fucking butcher an army of goons because he's been quiet for too long. Denzel's Equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
Pierce Brosnan's The November Man. I don't know if you've seen
Never
it.
seen that, no.
Same vibe, same as like fucking Nicolas Cage's Mandy, which is batshit, but also similar kind of Michael Caine's Harry Brown. All of these.
Almost everything that like half of what Liam Neeson has done since Taken as well. Yeah. And can I point out something? Taken is just a shitty version of Man on Fire.
Yes.
Man on Fire
for
is
sure.
Man on Fire is the artist Taken.
Yes.
And whatever you think of Man on Fire, you're wrong if you don't think it's a work of it's a masterpiece. Like we both think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Taken is the schlocky. No, I like Taken, don't get me wrong, but it is the schlocky version of Man on Fire.
It is just I read somewhere that it was like when dads, just have their afternoon naps between taking Metamucil every now and then. This is when they come into like, throw it on the TV and be like, get ready to open up their Facebook account and, start writing posts about crime-riddled fucking hellscapes that is Eastern Europe or Western Europe. So my theory is that this plot for Taken came to them from QAnon. And because they're all like QAnon generally, I think it'd be like, oh yeah, a secretive group of like Saudi Arabian and like European elites who just want sweet American girls.
This is like I think has heavily inspired the QAnon cult.
It like reads like this whole movie's script reads like a Facebook post.
Yeah.
You will not believe what I got up to on a Wednesday morning.
Oh yeah.
My bitch of a wife.
but it is exactly like QAnon's whole thing is like they're coming to steal your children. And to be honest, like, no offense to all our QAnon listeners, I think 100% of our audience are QAnon people. They're like with QAnon, the thing is like they're coming to steal your children, the wealthy elite, and it would be preferable if they were brown people.
Yeah,
and this movie feeds into that completely. Like it is like it's so which I'm not saying that because I'm like neat. Like it's crazy. QAnon is insane. But yeah,
and then this movie just reaffirms it because then. Brian Taken Mills, aka Liam Neeson, gets to go on this parade of just slaughtering these sullen ethnic stereotypes.
You get the catharsis of being like, let's bring peace to this horrible city known as Paris, one of the most dangerous wastelands on earth. Yeah.
All he has to go off on finding the guy who may have taken his daughter is just a terrible like blotchy voice recording that says the words "good luck" in a vague accent.
Yeah. I mean, he gets a heavy assist from the French internal intelligence or whatever, but also there I think when he hears the guy say good luck again, what I think you're supposed to clock is the fact that he sat on that private jet listening to that over and over and over again. More than that, it's a long trip to Paris.
Look, all I'm saying is he didn't ask anybody else to say the words.
No.
He just picked one guy and he's like, that'll do. Kill him dead.
I think he was suspicious.
It was the right guy. It was the right guy.
Yeah.
So I just think
also,
it's like
babe,
this conservative.
You're discounting the fact that he has a particular set of skills.
Oh.
One of them is hearing good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
those are very specific set of skills.
I can shoot far and accurately. Also, I hear really well.
I listen good. I listen real good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This like the Takens and the that righteous like violence of like justifying a deed with murder is so satisfying, and it just taken as just the perfect middle ground for like conservative ideology.
Oh yeah, it's like a wet dream for like people who own too many guns and who post about them a lot on the internet.
Fucking love it.
Yeah, it's a great film. Yeah, as a person who owns 4 or 5 guns myself and posts about them on the internet, I think it's a fantastic movie. But I also like it. It has parallels, I think, in vibe with Hostel. You know,
I literally have a list that's like why Hostel is more believable than Taken, and there's 5 points in here.
Well, let's talk about that in a second. The other movie that I think it reminds me a lot of, besides the ones that are just like plain ripoffs of it, like John Wick, Stillwater. But Stillwater, like I think Stillwater was underrated. I thought that was quite a good movie. And Stillwater, the interesting thing I found about it was like it was so much about Matt Damon's inability to help his daughter within this like French system. And he has to go. I mean, this doesn't really spoil the film Stillwater, whatever. Just watch it. It's fine. But like he has to go above the law when he can't go through due process. And it's not like he kills a bunch of French people, but there is some like he pushes the limits of what's acceptable. Yeah. And that's just a good movie.
It's a very realistic way of like doing it.
And then the ultimate kicker in the nuts is that he goes back to Arkansas. Yeah. He's just like, come on. He's just like, I'm done with Marseille and this beautiful French woman. I'm gonna go to Arkansas
with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
okay. That's a spoiler for that movie. Then.
Oh shit!
I was trying to avoid. Well, whatever. It's like a 3-year-old film.
Yeah.
But watch it. It's good.
Yeah. Everything he does is like Liam Neeson. It's for the child. Yeah. And then ultimately Liam Neeson just gets a crisp $20 bill and a handshake. Like, thanks for bringing her back.
You know what?
Bye.
You know what? You've seen Stillwater, right? You watched.
Yeah. I loved it.
So I saw it in theaters. I was like one of the only people there. As I said, I really liked that movie, and I remember seeing the trailer for it a couple times. And the trailer didn't seem to understand what the movie was about, because they had this line in the trailer that I remember so clearly that seemed to be aimed at the people who like Taken, where that the lead actress, and I forget her name, but she's just like, "You're acting very American right now," and he's like, "Good, I am American," and it was like, oh, that's like right. That's supposed to be like, oh, you dumbass moment, but in the trailer it makes it seem like you're like, yeah, woo! AR-15s, woo! And,
I shit stripes and stars.
Yeah.
But also I have a thick
Michael
Irish
Phelps
accent.
is the greatest athlete ever, and I love him for 3 weeks out of 4 years. Yeah.
Every 3 weeks.
America. Congratulations on being you. And Liam Neeson's Irish, so whatever, right? You want to talk about Liam Neeson?
I do.
He did this movie, and it inexorably changed his career. You know? But the vibe on Neeson is that like he became Gerard Butler, kind of, right?
Yes.
Him and Gerard Butler are basically doing the same movies, except Gerard Butler is like a decade younger, I think. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're just doing kind of like the January Neeson films that come out that you're like, I know what that's about. Mm-hmm. I know what The Ice Road is about. Even though I've never seen a trailer or read a synopsis, I know what The Ice Road is about.
He's like the Michael Bay version of actors.
There's a sequel to The Ice Road coming out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
But at the same time, I was like looking through and I was like, isn't that kind of just all he's done since Taken? Then I completely forgot. He's in Widows and he's in Silence.
He's in Widows?
Yeah, he plays her husband, who what's her name's husband? The main woman. The main widow.
Okay.
The capital W widow in Widows. He's the husband who, spoiler alert,
oh my
fakes
God, I
his
remember
death.
now.
Yeah. He's the thief who she gets the book from, and he steals the money, and then he steals it from the people he's stealing it for.
Oh, damn.
So he's, right? And then he's also in Silence, which is an underrated great film.
Holy.
And then you're just kind of like, oh, Liam Neeson is just in this movie.
Yeah.
And I read, which I found really interesting, he was in a movie in 2022, and it was his 100th film appearance.
Stop it.
He's been in over 100 movies.
Are
now.
they all action?
No, but he was in he played Rob Roy McGregor. He voiced a bunch of other stuff. His 100th film appearance in a film called Marlowe. Critically derided film, which unfortunately
build up and then, everybody hated it.
And unfortunately, it stars friend of the pod Diane Kruger, and friend of the pod was written by friend of the pod William Monahan, and unfortunately was also directed by Neil Jordan, a good director. But I was reading about it, and I was like, I had never heard of this film, and there's a good reason for it because
is it
no
about
one
like
liked
a
it.
dog or a fish? I have no idea. It could go anywhere.
No, it's based on Philip Marlowe, the character that was created by Elmore Leonard, I want to say. He's he's a classic novel detective, but then they made movies based on his life too. So he's in that movie, and that's his 100th film, and you're just like, this guy fucking works for a dude who was like softly canceled in like 2019,
Dude.
you know? And he was also, I forgot to mention too, he's in a movie called A Walk Among the Tombstones, which was directed by Scott Frank, who did The Queen's Gambit.
Among his better films, I gotta say.
Better films for Neeson or Frank?
For Neeson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually like that movie a lot. We can cover it on the pod someday. But again, the thing is, I think if you've seen it, I'm like, well, you must be the other person, because I don't think anyone else has fucking seen that movie, because it's not about Liam Neeson indiscriminately punching people's face in. It's actually oh man, he's detecting. Fuck me.
He doesn't even get to talk to someone on the phone. Shit.
Well, yeah, I think he might. I don't remember it, but there might be a phone call involved.
Damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, but most of the time he spends his time just being the commuter or whatever.
Yeah.
Which
the Gray Man, I think, was another one.
The Gray.
The Gray. Oh,
the Gray
Man is different.
Yeah, please do not curse the Gray with the Gray Man, because The Gray is actually a good movie. I actually like The Gray. It's not great, but it's not bad either. The Gray Man, as we know, speaking of the Russo brothers, one of the finest films ever created by man.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Pure trash.
Excuse me, I think it was a quality way to spend 2 and 45 minutes or whatever.
Thought-provoking piece.
I really have thought a lot. Nary a day goes by that I don't think about the Gray Man.
Yeah, the man who is gray.
Yeah.
More than one.
It's got both
the Ryans.
It's got Ryan. It's got one Ryan and an Anna.
Yeah.
De Armas. One of the Captains of America.
Yep. Oh, right, the Chris's, sorry.
One of the Captains of America, the greatest athlete of his generation. Yeah, so...
There is a new speaking of Captain America movie coming, but it doesn't even have Chris Evans in it?
No, but it has, what's his name from The Hurt Locker?
Yeah.
The one who plays War Machine, right?
Yeah, but it's a Captain America film.
Yes, well, I believe, look, I don't know this, but doesn't he take up the mantle of Captain America?
Yeah,
why am I telling you this?
You're right. It's because if they bring back RDJ, they should bring him back as a different character.
But Captain America with the guy
Anthony
from
Mackie?
8 Mile. Thank you. I was gonna name all of the movies I've seen him in before I ever got to
Marshall
his.
Mathers?
No, he's in 8 Mile.
Yes.
But
Anthony
I was gonna name all of
Mackie.
his movies until you fucking told me the name, because I knew
one
you
other
knew
film. Name one other film.
The Godfather.
Okay. No, shut your mouth.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
But they've already filmed that movie. They only just announced the Doctor Doom thing.
Yeah.
But somehow it's coming out next year or something.
Yeah, dude.
Who fucking knows,
anyway,
man? It's crazy.
Whatever.
Neeson.
I hope they both get taken.
Speaking of next year.
Yes.
Was Neeson. He was going to do something next. He's still working. Oh, he's in a remake or a continuation of The Naked Gun.
Aha.
He's going to take on the role that I don't know, because I've never seen The Naked Gun.
Stop. So. Is that?
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So, comedy?
I've never seen The Naked Gun, but yes, I think they're a comedy.
Did they really get inspired to cast Liam Neeson in a comedy after they saw him with
in the Ricky Gervais thing? That's my favorite thing he's actually done.
I 100% agree. It's so memorable.
I'm a big Ricky Gervais fan. That show wasn't very good, but that clip was worth it alone. Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah. If anyone wants to look it up, it's just look up Liam Neeson improv Ricky Gervais, and it's delightful. Yeah.
What's your best Liam Neeson impression of him doing improv?
You're gonna make me laugh. I'd like to do some improvisational comedy now.
Liam, I don't think we can pencil you in. It's not gonna work out. Actually, I'm sorry.
No. The best part is when he's like, it's closed.
It's closed.
We're closed.
We can't do. Listen, we will get 100% canceled if we do the rest of the bit, but it is 100% worth watching.
Hold on. Silence. Shit. Got AIDS from an African prostitute. Her body was riddled with it. Selling her body was the only financial recourse.
Jesus Christ, we can't.
Yeah, it's a great clip.
It's so good.
It's well worth it.
It's so good.
That's the thing though. Like he did a bit. I think it was on SNL where he's like auditioning for Mall Santa, which is very funny too. Yeah, because he basically does the Taken monologue. And, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And it's very good. Anyway. That's the movie.
I feel like a young non-American version of Liam Neeson is Jason Statham.
Yeah, like there's a weird trifecta of generations of people who do the same thing.
Yes,
Statham,
and then go into comedy.
Yeah, but like Statham does like the more athletic version of it, you know? And then as you get older, you get a little less, you know, you get a little more geriatric. 'Cause Neeson's got to be in his 60, nearing 70.
Dude,
like,
in this film, he's probably 55, 60.
He's doing great.
Pacing through the streets of
Yeah.
Paris. He is doing the most. I don't know if you've seen the other Takens.
No.
But there's a very famous...
We should, yeah.
A very famous scene of him trying to cross a chain link fence gate, and it fueled meme culture single-handedly. It is so rough to watch.
Yeah. Is it like the Robert De Niro beating that guy up in The Irishman kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just a quick question though, and totally your opinion. What do you think he's better in? Taken or Schindler's List? Go.
Shut your mouth.
Have you seen Schindler's List?
I have.
It's a good movie, but you've seen Schindler's List, right?
I have. I actually hadn't seen it for a very long time and only saw it for the first time couple of years ago.
Yeah, me too.
So
I've actually only saw it very recently.
To the Schindler verse, and
it's like I think it's as fun or more fun than Taken. I think
it's definitely late.
Yeah,
good pace.
Good pace.
No running.
Positive message.
Positive message.
Cool cinematography, unlike this film.
Yeah.
Do we have to go over the plot of this? Like, really?
Everybody knows Taken.
We'll go over it, but I'm going to do it from memory because there's not a lot to say. Most of it is an action sequence.
That's right.
Like, that's after he gives the speech, there's one airplane ride, and then he punches people in the face for 30 minutes continuously. Men. Yeah, so Maggie Grace plays his daughter, Famke Janssen, his estranged wife. The guy from fucking Air Force One with the most punchable face on earth plays his
stepdad.
The stepdad, who's wealthy, rich, and way cooler than him.
Hell yeah.
Neeson is. It's actually a little painful how sad he is.
Yeah.
It verges on pathetic, and it actually makes me feel bad to think about.
And that is my favorite part of the film.
He doesn't need to be this good.
He's so good, and the tone is completely different.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be a far more serious, more menacing, a darker film, which thematically it is.
Pretty dark.
Thematically it is.
Yeah.
But it does get a little goofy, and then it gets more action focused. But at first, there's like a Denzel-esque performance in there.
Oh yeah, like similar, like The Equalizer, which is I love I've only seen the first one. I love that movie. I think it's very good. But like Denzel, okay. Man on Fire is a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. Denzel is amazing in it. Mm-hmm. I can't. That's like unimpeachable
can't put
for me.
Anyone else there?
But again, The Equalizer, a movie where it's like you don't have to be this good, and he's fantastic in it.
Holy shit!
This is very similar. You know, where
so
you're just
good.
Yeah. He's not phoning in his performance at all.
Especially because the daughter is not likable. Or maybe it's just me, where I'm like...
When she gets more excited about the pony, you definitely want to punch her in the face. Yeah. Also, all the years of Maggie Grace being on like Lost or whatever, and she was also like annoying then, you're just kind of like, oh, come on. Now, she's a great actress. She's actually plays perfect in this role.
It's the perfect face for someone who should be taken.
She is the quintessential innocent American girl face. Like ridiculous.
Really?
She's so perfect for it.
I'd be like Chloe
know?
Grace Moretz or someone, no?
Well, Chloe Grace Moretz was like 3 when this movie came out, so she wouldn't have been really appropriate to be taken.
That is true.
Yeah. But Chloe Grace Moretz is in The Equalizer. She's the titular No, she's not.
No,
She's the girl.
Dakota.
Yeah.
It's Dakota.
No, it's Grace
Oh,
Moretz.
sorry, I'm thinking of Man on Fire.
Fanning is in Man on Fire.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
There's any number of adorable little white
American
girls
sweethearts
through America, you know? But like,
yeah.
Can I juxtapose it with like Maggie Grace versus in Stillwater?
Abigail Breslin.
Abigail Breslin. Incredible actress.
Yes.
Started off as a cute little girl doing a stripper dance.
Oh,
but like,
perfect kid.
Abigail Breslin, fuck, now I gotta ruin this film. When you find out what really happened at the end, you're just kind of like, yeah, you've been delivering that look. You've been serving that look the whole thing, the whole film. But like Maggie Grace is just like pretty and dumb, and then she does a dumb thing.
Yep.
And you're like, you are so dumb, but I knew you were dumb the whole time.
Yep.
But also, you're like, I understand that Liam Neeson loves you so much because you are like, he wants to keep your innocence, that you're
like
given.
Gave up on his life as an ex-CIA or even wanting to be a consultant.
Because he was really loving torturing Iraqis.
You don't know his life. Don't knock it till you tried it, babe. Please don't kink shame.
All right, so Maggie Grace, it's her birthday. Liam Neeson's sad. He has his buddies John Hawkes, which I thought John Hawkes would be a bigger part of this movie. He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
You know, those just three like that guys who are like, I've seen you in like 50 other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie Grace, she's like, I'm going to go to Paris with my friend. Please let me go. I need your permission as my actual father to leave the country. We're just going to be in Paris. We're going to go to museums and we're going to go learn.
We're going to do artsy shit.
And Famke Janssen is like, fuck Leo, that's all she wants to do, okay?
Just be cool about it.
Yeah, Paris is like super safe.
Another way that they cast the mom as to be this super bitch, like this absolute dumbass.
Famke's great. And I know that
she's so hateable because they made her this character.
Yeah, she's a
be
wonderful actress. And I know that she gets taken in Taken 2.
Good.
Yeah. Which I want to see now.
Thank God.
But Liam Neeson is like, yeah, okay, like, well, I'll let you go. And then he finds out that I have to say, the most unrealistic part of this movie is that a 17-year-old girl would be following you too around Europe. I mean, that is the most unrealistic part of this film.
I'm going to delete it from my list of why Hostel is better than Taken. His fucking daughter, dude. First, like 4 of these notes are about that girl.
That's how you know that's when you were probably like, oh, I knew I hated her for a reason. Why are you following you too?
Also, Maggie, the actor, is 25.
Mm-hmm.
Easily looks in her 20s. All right, let's be real. She does not look 17.
No, I think she pulls off younger.
Hard disagree, because every time she runs like a falling forward infant, it's the weirdest run I've ever seen.
She doesn't run a lot.
Yo, she runs 3 times, and each time it's a showstopper.
You watch movies weird.
I watched it real hard. One time when she sees the horse, she runs weirder than a horse does.
Yeah.
Second time when she's trying to run away from or run towards her dad or something.
Oh my God, she runs exactly like a horse does. Maggie Grace is a horse.
It's so bad. And then finally when she comes back and gets untaken,
gets taken back to America.
To her mom at the airport. Listen, everybody go back and just watch her run and it'll ruin your day. And then you'll thank me for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty, you were right. This bitch
I'm glad we're talking about the important things of this
That's
film.
why she got taken, because she could have run better.
So they're going to actually follow you two around Europe, which is like just a waste of time. The only way that could be cool in this film is if Bono was at the end, who had taken her and was like, oh, I really like this girl. I want to take her from the Sheikh of Iran or whatever the fuck. Like, I wish and he totally Scottish.
Or I feel like he was the one who was going to give her music lessons or whatever. That would be great. Instead of a random pop star.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Every time I want to do Irish, I do Scottish, and every time I want to do Scottish, I do Australian. It's a vicious circle.
Oh no!
But and then Liam Neeson is like, "Oh God, gosh darn it, she can't follow you two. They're a terrible band. Can't you follow someone? Can't you follow Gojira? She's going to Paris."
He's upset.
She's like, "Oh, let her go," and she goes, and then she gets to Paris and doesn't call him, which she promised she would. Mm-hmm. He was on the phone forever. They get a cab with a guy who's totally just like a normal dude.
Short of giving her fucking social security number, these two idiots give this random stranger every piece of information about where they are, where they're staying.
Classic dumbassery, yeah. And he's immediately like, couple hotties in this apartment, go get him. And they get taken. We have the iconic scene. Oh, go on, please.
This happens more than once, right? Throughout the film, this is a pattern that women arrive in Paris and then they get scooped up and they're Americans and they're young.
Liam Neeson saves like 50 of them.
So many, right? I have a note. If the Charles de Gaulle airport was losing these rich young Americans like suitcases, that shit would be on every channel in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. But where Hostel succeeds is they do the takening in like bumfuck Slovenia or something. Slovakia.
Babe, we're
so
framing
sorry.
Slovenia for other things.
I am so sorry.
Slovenia,
not
the top,
this time Slovenia.
top fuck destination of Europe. They need your sperm.
Top Slovakia get top fuck. Destination.
Top getting topped is Slovakia.
Hell yeah.
Paris, hellish wasteland full of crime.
Yeah. I'm just saying the undermining of Parisian police, shocking. They're so good at their job.
French people don't have police, actually. Yeah.
That's
I've been to Paris a couple times, and they are just like, there's people who wear the uniform, but they're not actually policemen. They're just people coming home from a long night out.
Are they just secretly trying to sell you more bread? It's like, hands up. Hold this bread.
Always pull a baguette out of their pants as they approach
I'm holding a baguette.
Yeah. They like make a big thing where they're like, oh, let me see your papers, young man. Well, they say young lemon to me. They say, oh, let me see your papers, young man. Oh yes, it appears you are don't have them correct. I will place you under arrest. Come with me. And then they put me in the car, and then they present me with a baguette, and they force me to buy the baguette.
Young man, you look very malnourished.
Actually, like it's funny because in Paris, an amazing city full of crime, and it's really dangerous. Don't go there. But like one of the big things that like the tourist areas is like people will like accost you, not violently, maybe
fair enough.
Like they'll accost you and be like, here, like a guy like tied a thing to my wrist, and he's like, now pay me for it, and I was like, no. Like, like stuff like that. And I wish they did it with a baguette, because then I would pay for it. But
dude,
they never do it with anything you want.
Can't wrap a baguette around your arm. Even I know
Pro tip to the scammers at the fucking Louvre and shit.
Bring more bread.
Do something like bring something valuable that we want. Not like a rose.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, they get taken. Iconic scene. Great scene. Part where she yells, gets on the phone. He's like, I have a particular set of skills.
Mm-hmm.
I have 40 baguettes. I'm ready to come to France. And then he tells Famke and the stepdad, who the stepdad is wealthy, he's like, put me on a private jet. You know I can do this. You suck.
Yeah.
Also, there's a weird male power fantasy going on too, where it's like, you're like cucking the stepdad by being like, you are incapable because you're just a white collar bitch.
Well, I mean, he literally says,
I'm a man.
This isn't a dick measuring contest, Richard, or whatever his name is.
This isn't a Richard measuring contest.
This isn't a time for dick measurement.
Yeah, it's a time for action.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man.
Yeah.
And I'm an American.
And I'm an action movie man.
I'm a movie action man.
Take one, take two.
Been taken.
Take it.
Heads to Paris. He finds a buddy of his who he finds the Kevin Spacey of Paris, as you pointed out. Yeah, Kevin Spacey.
French Spacey.
Yes, bourbon is very good. Yes.
I'm just the man behind the desk.
I am just the congressman for Georgia.
That's right. That's right.
I have the zeroing machine and I talk to camera.
I knock on the table with my ring. Unprompted. Tick, tick.
I love Robin Wright.
I think she is a bigger man than I. It's great. It's great. He's very believable.
Like to be the Democratic whip. That's enough. Okay, sorry. I was saying that's enough to myself. So he basically is like, hey, help me out. And the guy's like, oh, I can't, but I'll do my best and stuff. There's kind of this weird interplay with them where eventually he shoots his wife, which is cool.
The best.
It is great, yeah.
He is such a, fuck them kids. And then he shoots the wife, beats the shit out of his friend, and then Liam Neeson's like, I got places to be, and he goes away.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chateau de Cards.
I really like the scene when he hires the translator and he goes to the sex worker and he acts like a dumb American, and then he gets the guy to translate for him and then follow him. Like that scene, I think, is actually one of the best.
Very
scenes in the
well
movie.
done. Very well done.
Yeah,
because he ultimately wants to find the guy who's running these sex workers.
But it's also it's funny.
Instigates them.
It's funny because like his shittiness as a father, or his incapabilities of being a father, he like uses that in this like ruse. Like he talks about the karaoke machine and stuff, and like you're like, oh yeah, he sucks at being a dad.
Does he? Is that what you thought?
Yeah, he talks about it to the woman to get her talking and to be like an idiot. But then it's like, but he's like running this game on her, which is like working.
Right,
it's great. It's a good moment.
Oh yeah.
He kills about 100 other Albanians, and then essentially he ends up in this like in this place where they're auctioning off women. One of them is buying women for the sheikh of they're totally fine trashing Albania, but for some reason they didn't want to trash one of these Middle Eastern oil
oligarchs. They're not
going
to name names. Yeah. They're just going to call him a Middle Eastern sheikh.
They're fine with shooting him in the face, but as long as he's from an unspecific Middle Eastern country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he ends up on the yacht, shoots the guy in the face, rescues Maggie. Bada bing, bada boom. Back in America, Maggie runs weird. Finn.
Fucking weirdest runner. Another like little gem is when Liam Neeson's in France pretending to be a French cop and then just talks in an Irish accent the whole time.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, he talks in like an American accent.
Oh yeah.
I guess they might not really hear that he's speaking he has an American accent. Like who knows? But
who knows?
More than likely they would, right? They've probably seen American television.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows America. As we're finding out from the Summer Olympics. America fucking rules.
Oh man.
Anyway, that's Taken.
It's Taken.
Fucking good movie, man.
All right.
Do you actually not like it, Brian?
I hated everyone in it so much that I was
even Neeson?
No, he was good.
Neeson's great.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah. I felt bad that she gets saved.
What did you want?
For her to like learn a lesson. I wanted him at the end to go up to the dad and be like, I fucking told you so.
There is a little bit of a problem in that, like,
because this movie is so literal.
She doesn't truly learn any lesson.
She says thanks, Dad, and runs away.
But nor does he, though, right?
Yeah.
The lesson.
Because he's gonna go back to posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, they all proved themselves right.
Babe, he started QAnon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really learn a protagonistic lesson in the end either. Like he's just like, I was right all along. It would have been better if she didn't go.
Exactly.
And just stuck around and learned singing from this pop star. And he's like, at the end, he's like, this is what you should have done all along, you dumb broad.
Dude,
like
the fact that Taken happens 3 times already is like,
well, his Famke's taken in the second one. I don't know what happens in the third. I assume Liam Neeson must be the one that's taken.
Hey, fool me once.
We're gonna do them on the pod sometime.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it
set the fucking ball rolling for all the John Wicks and all the others to come after.
But John Wick is like revenge for a dog, right?
Well, I mean, his wife is dead.
Right.
So there's
the
dog is all there's left.
But then the dog gets killed.
Yeah, hard.
And he's like, I have to punch my way out of this horrible feeling.
Gun fu, baby.
Yeah. It is like kind of the cinematic equivalent of like setting up a bunch of bowling pins and then just seeing crazy ways that they can get knocked down.
Hell yeah.
That's a nice good
analogy. Movie. Good fun.
Yeah.
Watch it. Watch her dumbass run around weird.
Yeah, and watch her stupid run. She would never make it in the Olympics unless there was a contest for Maggie Grace running style. She would win the gold.
And she would crush it.
She would win the gold every year.
She would taken it every year. She would.
Yeah, and she would have to have children named and name them Maggie Grace so that they could take over her legacy every time, or else it would be ridiculous if like someone named like Rachel Adams won the Maggie Grace silly running competition. You should be a Maggie G Race or something, and that would be perfect. All right then.
All right.
Tune into the Olympics on NBC. They're sponsored by Coke and probably like Qatar or something. The Nation of, who definitely had nothing to do with this film.
All of this could be right. I know you're making light of it, but what if it's all real?
I mean, Jesus, the World Cup was, right?
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
Holy shit.
I hope that Canada has the greatest athlete of our generation win bronze. It's
Check out fencing, baby.
Bullshit. Watch a little fencing.
Yeah, Canada crushing it.
Yeah, and I don't know. Watch Taken if you haven't seen it.
And
Looking forward to Robert Downey Jr. playing.
Nope, that's
Doctor
no
Doom. Iron Doom.
Iron Doom.
It's been the low ceiling. Thank you for listening.
I'm taking pre.
I'd like to work on some improvisational comedy.
You're taking Liam John.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.